What is up, Helldivers, and welcome back to another Helldivers video. And today, guys, this is a weapon review video. We're going to be talking about the LAS-5 Scythe, which is the laser assault rifle, by the way. And right here are my little thoughts on it. Because I think the gun is alright. It's not terrible, it's not bad. It has good DPS, it has really good range, things like that. But let's move on to the pros and cons of the video to really get in depth and actually get a good talk about the video. So we're going to move on to the pros of the gun. So in my opinion, it shreds all of the weak points on bots, like the heads of bots, on the legs of the bugs and it is also a heat weapon. So the heat weapons, they have unlimited ammo unless they overheat, obviously. So that's a different pro that I really enjoy, actually, especially on cold planets. They're very powerful on cold planets and has pretty good base damage. It has 300 base damage per second. So it's not bad at all, especially if you're targeting like only weak points with the weapon. It's not bad. And it has light armor piercing, which is always a pro. And also, for lastly of the pros of this weapon, I would say that it is extremely strong against bugs, not necessarily bots, but you can get overrun pretty easily with it. But honestly, overall, like, I think it's a pretty well done weapon. Now let's move on to the cons, shall we? Now we're on to the cons of this weapon, and let me tell you guys, it is a lot. Because the weapon is not the best, but it is good in my opinion, like a good baseline good. And by the way, guys, there is a rating at the end of the video and things like that. But anyway, guys, let's get back on to the cons. So the cons of the weapon is you can really only damage one enemy at a time. For example, like there's a horde of enemies and because you have a laser beam, so you can't really hit, a bunch of different types of people with the same exact weapon. You can really only hit 1 to 2 like enemies at the same time, possibly. Also, it does have light armor piercing, which is a pro and a con in my opinion, because light armor doesn't really kill much. I mean, there's a lot of enemies in the game that have heavy to medium armor, and not much have light armor, so it's not necessarily useless against the people with medium armor, but you just have to hit those weak points with it, which is still not very good. And on hot planets, it is pretty much a useless weapon. I mean, it's going to overheat extremely fast because you have to be constantly just holding RT down, or because whatever you use, mouse, keyboard, to actually do damage to anything, especially on the weak points. And if there's hordes of them, then you're going to definitely just overheat with that. But also a bad thing about it is that it has no knockback at all. It doesn't stagger, it doesn't stun, it has no knockback on whatsoever. And so the berserkers will just keep running at you, the bugs will keep running at you. You can't really do much. So for example, like the Punisher, that gun has a lot of knockback, and it's super useful for really keeping that range and that distance away. So that is a different con about it. And lastly, on the cons of this weapon, there is one more con that I want to talk about, is that against big enemies, it's pretty much useless because you can't really do a lot with the big enemies, because it takes a good 5 minutes to actually kill a big enemy, like off of their weak point. Like even Hulks and stuff, because they just tank it, and like tanks, it bounces right off of tanks, the laser beam, like on their weak point as well. So like the weak point doesn't necessarily matter for the laser gun, because it's not even going to kill them in general if they're above like light armor, which sucks, because I think the gun is really fun and it's a really interesting gun, and I like heat weapons because you don't have to worry about ammo, so it's a pretty cool weapon. But inside of conclusion, guys, I would say I would give this gun a 5 out of 10. It's completely average, in my opinion. I know, I'm sorry. I lied to you guys earlier. It's not really that good. But I just wanted to keep the hopes up, because it's a cool weapon. It's extremely fun, and I really like it, just the way that it can just beam a weak point from like a crazy far range. That's always cool to see. And like a laser beam is always cool, and especially in this gameplay, I'm using the jetpack with it, and the two like worst things in the game, but it's just fun in my opinion. So that gun is extremely fun to use, but it doesn't have insane DPS, it has no knockback, it has light armor penetration, yes, but it does have unlimited ammo, and it's a laser beam, and it can destroy all of the regular enemies like really well, like all the grunts pretty much. But besides that, it's not the greatest weapons. I would definitely say 5 out of 10 for sure. And alrighty guys, this is the end of the video. I thank you guys so much for watching, and kids, if you made it all the way through the end, I just want to say I love you. Because thanks for actually caring about my opinion on Helldivers, because this game's freaking awesome, dude. I love this game. So expect more like weapon reviews, like enemy guides, things like that I'm trying to branch out and do. So definitely expect those videos to come out soon. But in the end, guys, I would really appreciate it if you guys like, sub, comment your opinion on it as well. That'd be pretty cool. And I do have a TikTok and Instagram if you guys want to go follow that. But anyway, guys, I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.